Hey y'all. I love y'all. Believe me, I do. Don't let nobody tell y'all any difference, okay, baby? I want to show y'all a little bit of what I do, considering that I'm a business. Um, I like to start giving tips on how to run a successful business or how to start a successful business. By no stretch have I got all of my procedures and processes in order, but it's a work in process, work in progress, or whatever you want to say. I purchased one of these books. It's a 2-column book, hardback book, and basically I can document my P&L statements. I also use QuickBooks. I use QuickBooks. I think it's like it keeps up with my mileage, my P&Ls, tells me how much money I bring in, shows me how much money I spend, and a lot of times it's more money spent than it is brought in. But that's a couple of things that I use. I also have my calendar. Calendars now are changing because we are already into the second quarter. Two things I did when I first started out. One thing was I had to change the way I viewed life. I had to get my mind right. I had to be able to work myself out of what I thought was just overwhelming for me. A lot of days you're not going to make the money you want to make. But I've learned this by seeing other people go through it. You never complain about it. You don't complain because there are going to be days where you are going to make more money than you thought you would have made. I've had catering events that I went to, and the tips that were given to us were just as much as the event itself. There's absolutely no reason why you guys should feel like you're defeated. You should feel like you're not making it. The only thing you should really be doing is trying to figure out new ways to combat where you're at right now. I have a few tips for you. I do lemonades in the bottle. I do specialty drinks, specialty punches. This is stuff that increases my sales. I bottle my garlic sauce. I offer, what else I offer? I have so many different things that I offer just to keep my business afloat. A lot of people like to have the money and show it to everybody. That's not what we're working for. That's not what we're working towards. I hear this a lot lately. You can't spend everything that you make. You absolutely cannot spend everything that you make. You, as a business owner, have to understand the only way businesses stay afloat or stay in business is when you do it properly. When you have a proper check and balance system, you can stay afloat. I did this to my business a couple of weeks ago. I challenged myself. I had $100 to start the week off with. If you work in any retail business or retailer, they give you $100 to start your drawer off with. They give you 1s, 5s, 10s, maybe 120 and some change. That's all you start your drawer with, right? And this is what we have to look at as a business. You start your drawer off with, say for instance, $50. $50 is suffice as well. You start your drawer off with $50. And in your reserve, you have another $100, right? So you always have more ones than anything because you usually go through more ones. But when you have your $100, and this is the same concept that they use in retail stores. You start with your $100, right? The first customer come in. If they use a card, of course, that just goes in digitally. But if they're using cash, the first thing that you do is, boom, I know I have $100, so I can break this down into change. So if they come in with a $20 bill, they come in with a $20 bill and they buy a $5 item. You have to give them back $15. Now, you're looking at your 20, your 100, you're adding your $5, right? We have to grab hold to the retail mindset. When you make your money, you have your boom, you have your initial 100, then you have your profit, right? We don't make profit until we are upside of what we've already spent for supplies, our time, gas, all that stuff. We don't make profit until we take care of that. But how do we know we made a profit if we don't understand where we started at? What I started doing was I ride in my car. I have a notebook. I don't have it with me. I was supposed to bring it in with me, but I don't have it with me. I have a little notebook. It's about this big. And what I do is I tuck it in my little cargo pocket. I go in the store. I take my pen off, and then I write down what I spent, or I write down what I received if I got a payment from somebody. Now, when I'm up and running full-fledged, I don't do that. The reason why I don't do that is because I have my POS system that's tracking that for me. But as a business and as a business owner, you have to have processes in place so you understand what you're bringing in. For a food truck, y'all know we are hustling and bustling. There's absolutely no downtime most of the time. And all we can think about is, how are we going to make this work? If the event is failing, how are we going to make this, how are we going to be successful at this event? You can't understand success. And I say this with love. You cannot understand success unless you actually put a process in place. I want you guys to be as successful. And I'm doing this journey because I'm reevaluating where I'm at right now. I'm reevaluating my P&Ls, how much money I've spent versus how much money that I've made. I'm reevaluating all this stuff, and I'm like, okay, dang, I wish I would have had this knowledge when I first started out. If I would have had this knowledge when I first started out, I would not be where I am today. So, guys, the biggest thing we want to work on this week or starting out is P&Ls, profit and losses. How much are we spending out? What are we taking in? What are we adjusting towards our taxes? Because we still have to pay taxes. For some of you guys, some people don't pay their taxes. That's you. But for me, I pay my taxes. I pay my taxes simply for two reasons. Is what I'm supposed to do. And I plan on having other businesses and establishments, so I have to pay my taxes. Now, I know a lot of you guys are probably just inquiring about just more information on this. I am available. Definitely shoot me a email at ashley.roberts@bytimeseafoodllc.com. I'm going to put that in the description box. I really want to go more into detail about this, but remember, P&Ls are important. Just like when they had these PPP loans and all this other stuff, a lot of businesses didn't qualify for it because they didn't have a P&L, or people was fluffing their P&Ls, making them have or lose more than what they were really losing. But there's always a history and a way of finding out what's right and what's not right. So guys, again, like, share, and subscribe to this video. Thank you guys for looking. I appreciate y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next one.